Introduce yourself.
Okay.
Your
My
real
real
name
name?
and then your.
Oh yeah, even with the question.
Don't even look at the phone. That's it. No phones. No questions. No questions. Or else it looks generic.
Okay, I know. Okay, no generic-ish. My real name, right?
Yeah.
My name is Michael Olorunfemi, and I go by the stage name Shimzie, aka Mr. Lecturer.
Okay. So how did you start music?
I started back in school. Everybody was into music, especially grime, and that was like the main genre that got everybody hyped back in school, like in year 9. And I just happened to be one of the only few kids in the crowd that carried on, and I pursued it till now.
What genre of music do you do?
The genre of music that I work in is Afropop and Afrofusion with urban music.
So it's Afro beats.
Afrobeat.
Based.
Yeah, Afrobeat.
Alright. What?
What was that? Is that oh my
Yeah, it's
gosh.
your phone.
Fuck it up. Let me just put this on silent.
Yeah.
Alright.
What's inspired you to keep going on with music?
I think just everything around me in terms of my family, my mom especially, because my mom she used to be in the choir in the church, and I used to be in the choir as well. But I just like my family basically is just my main inspiration. Like I would want to make my family proud, and that's the main thing that kept me going with music. And to be honest, I just want to make it as well. Like it's everyone's dream to make it, and for me, I think that's the main thing that will make my family proud. So,
What artist inspires you?
what artist inspired me? I have a lot in mind. Okay, let's go back to Africa. Yeah. One main artist that actually inspires me a lot would be D'banj, and my reason being is because he's worked his way from here in the UK. Like most people didn't know D'banj was actually living in the UK before he moved back to Nigeria, but he worked so hard, and he was able to hit a #1 spot in the UK charts. So one of my main inspirations is D'banj. Another big artist that inspires me is Jay-Z too, because he, as everyone sees him as the king of hip hop, I would want to be as big as an icon like that one day. So yeah.
Shows.
Yeah, I've performed in quite a lot of shows. I'm a performer, so I always find joy performing on stage. I've done quite a lot of shows, from the Indigo O2 to just busking on the ground, to performing at local events in my area, and also performing at festivals. I've done quite a few festivals, and I've also performed at some churches because I started off doing gospel, which I said I was in the choir, and yeah.
If you wasn't doing music, what would you be doing?
I think I'd be acting because I have a great passion for acting, and I'm still currently studying performing art. And if I wasn't doing music at all, I think I'd be putting 100% into acting, because that's what I've been doing from early, and it is to me as a plan B anyway. But yeah.
Money. How do you deal with money when it comes to music?
Well, now I do go about it the right way, but it is good to always, it is good to be able to fund for yourself as an independent artist, especially because, without the money, obviously you can't really push the music as far as you want it to get. But me, I try to help myself with part-time jobs, or trying to get funding here and there, or mainly from my team basically, because I work with a number of artists too, and we all have the same drive for music. So we always, come together and put money into a project, and we fund it ourselves. And sometimes if we can't do it ourselves, we always, there's always a mom and dad. So yeah.
Talk to me about how, like, has music ever got you into an altercation or in any type of trouble?
I'll say music has actually gotten me out of trouble, because if I wasn't this focused in music, I don't think I'd be as safe as I am now. Mainly saying this because in the kind of area I live, like, I mean, we do have youth clubs now and all of that, but if I wasn't musically driven, I think I would be in much more of a mess and a trouble. But with music now, be able to find myself properly, I've been able to find more goals that I'd want to work towards. And even with music as a passion now, it's made me to see, obviously, the better things that I can work towards in life. And I've been away from trouble for a very long time, and I'm trying to keep it that way too. So music has been keeping me out of trouble.
Talk to me about girls.
Girls. Hey, what can I say about girls? Do you know what? Girls could be a distraction too, like, I'm not gonna lie. But good thing I'm settled down now, I'm not gonna lie. But obviously if this was 2 years ago, I'd be blabbing on about guard them, this, guard them that. But you know what? I'm happy that I'm settled down anyway, and sometimes when you do have someone helping you and has the same passion, for your music, it can help you if both people are doing the same thing together. And also in the same terms that I've been doing music quite a lot, and the amount of reaction I do get, and my main target audience is the girls, do you know what I mean? So yeah, the girls are but yeah, what can I say? We all love girls, and yeah, the music is the main, the passion for the music is driven mostly by girls. The girls are the ones that will be there front stage at your shows. They will be there ready to buy your album, buy that single on iTunes, do you know what I mean? I mean, not saying the man them will do that, they will do it, but the girls, however, are the main target audience. And yeah.
If you could, if you wasn't making no money from music, would you still do music? Like, if there wasn't an opportunity of making money from music.
If there was,
like, do you make money from music now?
To be honest, I would tell you the truth, yeah. I don't make that much money from music now. I'm still independent, and I'm still, nurturing myself as an individual. And if it wasn't to make money in the future at all, I still think I'd be doing music, mainly because I'm not musically driven for money. Like, I'm not in it to gain profits. I mean, at the end of the day, I would want it to help me financially, but right now, music is the thing that does get me going. Whenever I'm on the bus, whenever I'm out to college, uni, whatever, it's always music that gets me along the day. If I'm not writing or I'm not doing anything, I just feel like, like my energy level's down. If in the sense that I won't, I just wouldn't have a right day. I wouldn't have a calm day. But I think for even most teenagers nowadays that do spit bars or whatever, writing is always an essential part in terms of music, because I write everything that I feel into my music. Whatever I'm going through, whatever I'm feeling, it's always on paper, pen and paper. But for me, it's my BlackBerry, innit? So that music will always be one thing that I'll keep doing.
Then he finished. Do you have any brothers or sisters?
I've got 2 brothers and a little sister. My 2 brothers are into music too. I've got one brother who's actually studying to create a label of his own. I've got another brother who performs with me regularly, and he's only 14, and he's performed in most gigs that I've been to. He's gone to so many concerts with me. Like, he's all doing that from that very age, so I'm quite happy with him. My other brother, I would say, I think now he knows what he wants to do in the music industry, because he's found, I think he's found the place where he feels comfort at, and he's doing pretty good. My little sister, yeah, she's good. I just hope she jumps on board too, but she loves singing as well, and yeah.
Um, what would you say are your difficulties when it comes to music? Like, could it be from home, responsibilities, expectancies with education? Like, are there any distractions that kind of make things harder for you to get things done, or do you feel like you're in a comfortable, like
Yeah.
you're in a position where you want to be?
I mean, sometimes I do, but then obviously as an artist, there's always like a few obstacles in my way. Like an obstacle that I'd say is probably just an obstacle. I'd say is money. Like money for every artist is actually a problem too, because trying to fund your project and trying to invest and be able to carry on the project with money that you don't have is impossible. Do you know what I mean? And for me, that's always been like a little obstacle. Like how am I able to fund my project on my own, or how am I able to go about with getting funding for that project? And another problem also was just the environment that I lived in. My area is not the best of areas, but we do have a youth club that has a studio in it. But sometimes it's even hard to be able to get that self-confidence and say, you know what, I'm going down to this youth club and I'm gonna go there with these songs and lyrics that I've written down, go down to the studio and spit some bars. But it's a bit hard when you're faced with people that are not giving you the same encouragement you need. Do you know what I mean? But for me now, I think it's not really an obstacle anymore, because I'm in a sense I've quite made a name for myself, and I'm still building on that, and the amount of encouragement I get, it does make me stronger. So I kind of conquered that as an obstacle, whereas every other obstacle kind of all ties down back to money, because money is like the main thing, I think, for me anyway, which is why most artists are trying to like move out and trying to get labels help, or trying to get investors help, or getting a sponsor, and it's all just tied down to money. So yeah.
If you could work with one artist from the UK, who would it be?
From the UK, Tiny, definitely. You know why? Because Tiny Temple, yeah, I should have said this as well. He's actually one artist that inspires me too, because he actually grew up locally. Like I used to live in Plumstead myself, and we used to hear about Tiny, Saskiller, Jam Killer, Boy D, and them guys when they were doing music. Like they were the ones that we were looking up to. We were trying to get to their level. Like we would be hearing, I can't remember this tune. There was this tune by them, look, I Feel So Good. I Feel So Good. Like when that came out, yeah, oh my gosh, like everything was just. For me, I went back to the writing room, started writing, trying to come out with new ideas and trying to, come out looking like them and that. And even when before Tiny even came out with the single Tears and all of that, there was even this single we done with G Fresh and this other guy, Big Official, I think. But it was a collaboration called Flygerian, and that was another good tune that I really liked, because obviously Tiny was branching out with different sort of styles in music. And Tiny, I think, for him to get where he is now, he's put enough work, and that's one artist I definitely want to work with. And yeah.
What would be your own, if you was your worst if you could improve one thing about yourself, what would it be?
If I could improve one thing about myself, I'd probably say my timekeeping, because boy, the African time has got the best of me. It's just got the worst of me, to be honest, because like with everything, even aside music, with everything, I've just always seems to be late, like with school, with getting this on the due time, or returning the book to the library on the due time. I'm always late with everything, but you know, it's a bad habit. It's a bad habit for real. So if there was anything that I could do to actually improve myself, that would be just to, you know, to be much more organized, and I think it would make a big effect on my music. And yeah, and I've been told off a lot about it. Even my mom says it as well. Yeah? Like, Michael, why are you always late? Yeah? You know what I mean? But it's mad. Yeah.
So okay, let's say something good was to happen now with this documentary, and they said, okay, we need you to be at so and so place at this time. Are you saying you're gonna be late then?
I'll be there. Are you? I'll be there on time. Do you know what? I won't even. I'll be camping there from the other night, so that obviously, if I do wake up late or anything, all I gotta do is just boom, put on the jumper, and I'll be there. Like, that's how serious I would want to be. When it comes to music here, I'll always put 100%. And that's even one thing I kind of realized. Like, if it's something you love, of course I'm not gonna turn up late to my bloody wedding. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I've got to be there. You've got to be there. Like, but yeah, that's something I'm definitely willing to work on. My timekeeping, even though I still wake up late. But you know, don't worry. It's calm though. Yeah.
Who would you like? Who do you hold dearest to your heart?
Who do I hold dearest to my heart? I think my family. That's what I hold dearest to my heart. They're the reason why I still have strength and why I still pursue this. I think if they weren't there, there would probably be no reason behind even me, like, even having the time. Because believe me, boy, I've got time. Like, some people will be like, how do you even spend all your days and all your hours in the studio? Like, how are you able to find the time to be going off to this concert, that concert? But do you know what it is? When you love something and when you love the people you're doing it for, there's nothing nothing at all will stop you from accomplishing what you want to make them happy. Do you know what I mean? So my family are the dearest thing to my heart, and I'll do anything by any means to make them proud.